Alright, welcome to class. Today we're talking about the CSS combinators. Alright, combinators are used to specify the relationship between two or more selectors. Alright, so we know what selector is. Selectors is what you use to style a particular element in the either internal CSS or external CSS. We have selectors there. Then then we have the combinators. Combinators is the way you work with selectors based on their relationship. Alright, so there are certain relationship between selectors, and so the combinators focuses on that relationship in using one selector to style another. Is that correct? So I'm going to just the first we're going to begin is with the descendant selector. Let's go ahead and write some code here. Come we have create a div. Alright, so we have a p tag. We call this first child. Just duplicate this. Ctrl Y. So change this to second child. We have the third child here like this. Third child, yeah. Okay, so this is the parent, this the children, alright, because they are nested inside of this div, alright, so we can see this as the parent and these are the children, direct children, alright. So let's have a section here. So we have a section like this. So inside this section there are other p elements for these grandchildren. Grandchild 1, grandchild 2, grandchild 3. So the descendant selector, which is represented by a space. If you look at this place, descendant selector is represented by the space, alright, just space, alright. So what it does is that it uses the influence of a parent to style his descendant. If you look at this now, let's call this the parent div here. Class, we'll call this, or let me call it ancestor. Ancestor, alright. So this div that is wrapping everything is like an ancestor, alright. And if you look at this first child, second child, third child, it's like it's direct children. So after that, you see a nesting here, a section, another element section that is nested inside of this, and the element has its own children. So let's say this is direct children, then these other paragraph elements are his grandchildren. Alright. So this div is seen like an ancestor. Okay. An ancestor. So it has both children and has a nested children also. Alright. So a nested element also. So the nested ones are seen like they're not his immediate children. It's just like okay, a parent has 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. Alright, so one of the kids now gave birth to grandchildren like this. So this like the relationship between this and this is not like a parent. The relationship between this and this is like an ancestor. So all of them came out of his loins. So the descendant selector can be used to select both direct child of a div of a parent and also indirect child, that is grandchild, that is child nested children of that same selector. Is that correct? So let's go ahead and do that. So let me go to my CSS, call this particular, I'll say ancestor dot ancestor, my bad. So we're creating by class dot ancestor. You have you have alright, so we say okay, dot ancestor, this is it, alright. So this is the ancestor. So if you look at this now, the descendant selector, we still want to select all the paragraph elements here, which includes both its children and its grandchildren using the descendant selector. Is that correct? So we'll come here, which is presented by a space. Descendant selector is presented by a space. Alright, so we'll come here like this. The CSS, yeah, we'll come here, we'll say space P. This space is going to select all. Before then, let's run this. These are the children. So it's going to select all, both the children and the grandchildren, and style them because it's using the descendant selector. All right. So descendant selector is presented by a space, which you can see here. All right. So come here. So font width, font size 50 40 px. And then we'll have color blue. All right, we'll come and run this. I see it's styled both its direct children and its indirect children, that is nested children, using the descendant selector. All right, so the next we're going to is what we call the child selector. All right, to come here, let me do this descendant selector, put the forward slash, come and call this child selector, put the forward slash. All right, so we have this here. Okay, here we have a div here, which is a parent. The child selector just came out of the, so you can just a parent that has direct children which can style. All right, so we have, give it the class name, we'll call this div class parent. So come and have paragraph element like this. Child, first child, or just say child one. 1, 2, 2, 3. So let's run this on the browser. Control R. We have this like this. So look at this now. This is the parent div housing element inside paragraph element. So these elements are seen as the children of this div, all right? Because it's nested inside of the div, so we can say it is a child, direct child, all right? So let's start this using the descendant selector. If we come here, you see our descendant selector is represented by the greater than symbol, all right? So we'll come here, we'll say dot parent. So we use descendant select the child selector, which is the greater than p. So we're styling all the children, the p element under that particular div that is children, all right? So come here, color red. So let's go here and see, reload. I think this, so you're able to select all the child using the child selector. All right, so we'll go next. What we'll call the adjacent sibling selector, right? The adjacent sibling selector. We'll come here, the adjacent sibling selector. Control forward slash, yeah. So let's say we have, you know, the word adjacent. When you say the word adjacent, I'm talking about something that's close to something. All right. So the adjacent sibling selector is represented by the symbol, the addition symbol, the addition symbol, the addition symbol. All right. So come, let's say we have an H1. We'll call this main sibling. We'll have close to it to have a paragraph element to call this adjacent sibling. So these elements are adjacent to each other, right? But we are taking the H1 as the main sibling, so we use the relationship between the H1 element to style the P element, which is their adjacentness. If there's any word like that, their adjacentness or their closeness, all right? So we'll come here, we'll call the H1 here. H1, we didn't give it the class, so we're calling it directly. We'll do tagging them H1 plus, which represented the adjacent sibling P. Before then, let's run this on our browser and see what we have. I see that. Okay, so H1 P. So open this, start this. We'll say font size. Sorry, font size will be 50 px. Alright, so let's just see what this looks like. I'll start this using the closeness between the element. The fact that P, the paragraph element, was close to the H1, we were able to use that relationship to start them, which is the adjacent sibling relationship. So finally, this is all called the general sibling. All right, the general sibling selector. General sibling. Okay, general sibling selector like this. So come here. We have a H2. Alright, so H2 like this. Main sibling 2. And 2. So say first sibling second sibling, and the third sibling. Third sibling. Okay, this is it. This is it, right? So let's run this on a browser. So we have first sibling, second sibling, third sibling. Alright. So this general sibling selector, this is used. It has this symbol here. Dild. I think it's called the dild symbol. Alright. So you can use the relationship between the main sibling and others of the sibling, because this is not nested. All of that are at the same level. No nesting. They are not inside anything. So they are the same level. Those see that these are seen as siblings to each other. Alright. So we can use the relationship between this paragraph element as a sibling to this HU element to style or the paragraph element using this symbol. This symbol is found under your escape key on your keyboard. Alright, so we'll come here, we'll call the H2. We'll have the symbol here, shift, then click on that, you see that the symbol P. Alright, we'll have this. So we are saying font size 20 px. Let's run this. That's what we have here. Yeah, 20 px. And say brown, color brown, like this. So if we run this here, reload, I think that we have styled all the siblings using the general sibling selector. This is basically what you need to know about the CSS combinators. Thank you very much.